Good afternoon, children. This is my seventh and last video on the chapter Organisms and Populations. In the previous video, I had discussed the population interaction under positive category, that was commensalism. And we discussed the varied examples like this. We discussed some total of 10 examples, alright? And the same I have sent you in the form of notes also, hoping that you have completed. Today we are going to start with our last of relationships or interactions under positive category, that is mutualism or symbiosis. Symbiosis is not a new word for you. We understand this relationship by give and take mechanism. So mutualism, also called symbiosis, is an interaction between two organisms of different species, where both the partners are benefited with none of these two capable of living separately. That means in a relationship like this, both the partners would be benefited, unlike the previous, where one was certainly benefited and the other was neither benefited nor harmed. But mutualism is always an advantageous relationship for both the partners who are in a happy state to sustain this relationship. So let us start this with a number of examples which are very interesting to study. There are a total of some 10 examples. The first is the most composite plants, which we call as lichens. Lichens, they are an association of a fungus and an alga. This represents an intimate mutualistic relationship between a fungus and a green alga or a cyanobacteria. Now, as I've already told you, children, both the partners would be benefited. So let us see one by one. Fungus is getting food ready-made in the form because fungus is not able to produce its own food due to lack of chlorophyll. So what happens is algal partner is going to produce food by photosynthesis in the form of carbohydrates and provide to the fungus. In return, the fungus will provide substratum, water and minerals, and also provide shelter to the alga. So that means whatever raw materials the algal partner requires for photosynthesis will be absorbed and provided by the fungus along with shelter to the algal partner, which has the only duty to perform photosynthesis and produce food in the form of carbohydrates. So that means both are doing something in the relationship and both are being benefited. So this is a very successful relationship. Coming next is mycorrhiza. Myco is the term used for fungus, right? The study of fungus, if you remember, mycology. And rhiza means the roots. So this relationship is between a fungus and the roots of higher plants. For example, fungus like boletus and the roots of higher plants like pinus. Now, the role of a fungus is to absorb minerals, water, absorption and protection against pathogenic or disease causing fungi. So three duties that the fungus is giving, and the higher plant is being benefited. The fungus is absorbing minerals, helping in water uptake, and also protecting the plant from the effect of pathogenic fungi. In return, the higher plant roots, that is a pinus, they are providing food and shelter to the fungus. So that means a ready-made supply of food along with shelter is being provided to fungus. So this is symbiosis, give and take relationship. Moving to the third example is the mutualistic relationship between zoochlorellae and animals. Zoochlorellae is a unicellular alga, right? And because it is an alga, naturally it has photosynthesis capacity by chlorophyll. So this is going to produce food by photosynthesis and liberate oxygen as a result of the same process. Now the animals, which animals? This unicellular alga, it lives in the endodermal cells of green hydra. certain sponges, and other coelantrates. So whatever are the materials that are released by the host metabolism, they are provided to the algal partner. At the same time, the animal also provides protection to the alga. So once again, the alga is carrying on photosynthesis, providing food and oxygen to be utilized by the animal partner. But animal partner is in turn is giving the materials that are released by host. Host is what? This animal category only, hydra, sponges and coelantrates, and also provides protection to the alga. The fourth example of symbiosis is a very common one that we have been studying since class 9th, the nitrogen fixing bacterium. These are the roots of leguminous plants. The roots, they develop swellings or what we call as nodules. And inside the nodules of leguminous plants like pea, gram, casuarina, it's a scientific term, children, should be underlined. So casuarina, alnus and leaf nodules of ardisia, right? Inside these nodules lives a living bacterium called rhizobium, and this has the potential of fixing nitrogen for the plant. As I have already told you, nitrogen means supply of proteins and better growth of the plants. So nitrogen fixation is to be done by the bacteria living inside the nodules, whereas the plant will give food and shelter to the bacteria, because nodule is like a safe home for the bacterium to live and a ready-made supply of food to be provided. Another relationship of the same category, that is nitrogen fixation, is